Have you ever found yourself helping someone only to feel drained, unappreciated, or even betrayed? You're not alone. While being helpful is a great quality, it's important to remember that not everyone deserves your time, energy, or effort. Some people take advantage of kindness, some never change, and others simply don't value the help they receive. Learning to recognize these people isn't about being selfish, it's about being wise. In today's video, we'll explore 10 types of people we should not help. These are the people who, no matter how much you try to assist them, only bring negativity or problems into your life. This isn't about judging others harshly. It's about setting boundaries and protecting your mental and emotional well-being. The Stoics believed in living a virtuous life, but they also taught us to focus our energy wisely. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. By choosing where to direct your help, you're taking control of your life and avoiding unnecessary stress. If you've ever struggled with knowing when to say no or felt guilty about setting boundaries, this video is for you. Stick around and let's dive into the 10 types of people you should think twice about helping, starting with the ones who never take responsibility for their own actions. Let's get started. Number 1. The chronic victim. There are people who seem to always be in a crisis. No matter what happens, they are always the victim in every situation. They never seem to take responsibility for their own problems and, instead, place the blame on others or on external circumstances. These are the chronic victims. They may have a story for every hardship they face, but instead of looking for solutions, they keep talking about the same struggles without ever changing their behavior. At first, it can feel good to help these people. You might think that they just need a little guidance or support to get through their tough time. But over time, you'll notice a pattern. No matter how much advice or help you give, it's never enough. They'll always come back with more complaints, more reasons why things aren't working, but never any actions to change things. They might say things like, "If only I had more time," or "If only I had more money," but they never do anything to improve their situation. This kind of behavior can be draining, takes away your energy, and can leave you feeling frustrated. The Stoics teach us an important lesson. We cannot control other people's actions, only our own. Helping someone who refuses to take responsibility for their own life often becomes a waste of time and energy. You might feel like you're doing the right thing by offering help, but you're not really helping them in the long run. Instead, the Stoics advise us to focus our energy on those who are willing to take action and make improvements in their lives. True growth comes from within, and no amount of external help can change someone who refuses to change themselves. If you keep helping a chronic victim without seeing any progress, you might just be enabling their mindset of helplessness. And that's something you definitely want to avoid. Number 2. The manipulator. There are certain people who don't come to you for help because they truly need it. They come because they want something from you. These are the manipulators. They know how to use your kindness, your guilt, or your emotions to get what they want. Whether it's money, favors, or even just your time, they'll twist the situation to make you feel like you're the only one who can help. They're great at making you feel guilty or responsible for their problems, even when those problems are of their own making. In the beginning, it might seem harmless. Maybe they ask for a small favor, and you agree without thinking much of it. But soon, you realize they're asking for more and more. Yet, nothing ever seems to change. They promise to pay you back, or they'll do something in return, but it never happens. And when you finally see through their game, they're already working on the next manipulation. Stoicism teaches us to guard ourselves against deceit and to focus on what's in our control. When we help a manipulator, we aren't truly helping them. Instead, we're enabling them to keep using others to get what they want without putting in any real effort themselves. The Stoics knew that it's not enough to be kind. It's important to be wise about where we direct our help. Helping manipulators only encourages their behavior. Instead of making them stronger or wiser, it keeps them weak and dependent. It's important to remember that true help doesn't come from giving someone what they want, but helping them grow by encouraging self-sufficiency and responsibility. So, next time you spot a manipulator, don't feel guilty for saying no. Protect your energy and focus on helping those who are willing to help themselves. Number 3. The Perpetual Taker. The Perpetual Taker is the kind of person who is always asking for help but never offers anything in return. They seem to take, but when it comes time to give back or offer support, they're nowhere to be found. This type of person sees relationships as one-way streets, where they're the ones constantly receiving, but they don't put in the effort to help others when needed. It's important to understand that relationships, whether personal or professional, need balance. The Stoics believed in the idea of mutual respect and fairness. Seneca, a famous Stoic philosopher, said, "He who receives a benefit with gratitude repays the first installment." This means that when you help someone, it should be an exchange. There's an unspoken agreement that help is not a one-sided thing, but a part of a larger, balanced relationship. The problem with the Perpetual Taker is that they drain your energy and resources without ever considering the impact of their actions. Every time you help them, you feel like you're doing the right thing, but over time, you realize they never return the favor. This doesn't just apply to material help, but emotional support as well. They might come to you every time they have a problem, seeking your advice, but when you need someone to talk to, they're too busy or uninterested. Helping the Perpetual Taker can make you feel good in the moment, but it can leave you feeling empty in the long run. It's important to set boundaries with people who fit this pattern. While Stoicism teaches us to help others when we can, it also teaches us not to lose sight of our own well-being. If someone is only ever taking from you and never offering anything in return, it's okay to step back and reassess the relationship. In the end, true help should lead to mutual growth and respect, not just one-sided giving. Number 4. The entitled. There are people who believe that they deserve your help just because they exist. They don't ask, they demand. They think that because you have something, you owe them some of it. The problem with these people is that they often don't appreciate what they get. They feel entitled to your time, energy, or resources without ever considering the effort you put in or the sacrifices you make. Stoic philosophy teaches us that true growth comes from earning what we receive, not simply expecting it. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Helping someone who feels entitled can weaken both them and you. It teaches them that they don't have to work for anything, and it drains your own energy when you constantly give without receiving anything in return. Think about it. Have you ever had a friend, relative, or coworker who demands your help but never even says, "Thank you"? They expect things from you without any recognition or gratitude. In these situations, it's easy to feel unappreciated and taken for granted. The more you help them, the more they take, and the less they value what you do for them. Stoicism teaches that we should be generous, but also wise in our generosity. The goal isn't to stop helping others altogether, but to focus on helping those who truly appreciate your effort and are willing to contribute in their own way. Helping an entitled person, on the other hand, can create a cycle of dependence. They don't learn the value of effort or gratitude, and you end up feeling resentful, which leads to frustration and burnout. So, remember, when someone feels entitled to your help without showing appreciation, it might be time to step back. Your time and energy are precious. Protect them. Number 5. The Habitual Liar. Lying breaks trust. Trust is the foundation of all relationships, and once it's gone, it's hard to rebuild. People who lie constantly often do so to manipulate or avoid responsibility. When you help someone who's always lying, you're not really solving their problems, you're enabling their dishonesty. At first, it may seem like helping them is the right thing to do, but over time, you start to realize that no matter how much you give, it's never enough. They keep lying, and the cycle continues. Stoicism teaches us the importance of honesty and integrity. For a Stoic, truth is non-negotiable. Marcus Aurelius even wrote about the value of facing the truth in all situations, because when we see things clearly, we can make better decisions. When we help a habitual liar, we're ignoring the truth. We're pretending that the lies don't matter, that their behavior doesn't affect us or anyone else. But the truth is, lies hurt. They undermine trust, create confusion, and make us feel uncertain about who we can rely on. Imagine someone constantly telling you one thing, only for you to find out it's not true. It's exhausting, isn't it? You start questioning everything they say, and helping them becomes an act of frustration rather than genuine kindness. A habitual liar might ask for help, and you might feel compelled to give it. But helping them only reinforces their bad habits. You're teaching them that their lies are acceptable, and that they can always come to you for help without facing the consequences of their dishonesty. In Stoic philosophy, we focus on the things we can control: our actions, our responses, and our values. Helping a habitual liar is not only a waste of your time and energy, but it also goes against your values. It's better to step back and allow them to face the consequences of their actions, rather than becoming an enabler of their dishonesty. Number 6. The chronically lazy. Some people just don't want to put in the effort. They want the results without doing the work. This is the chronically lazy person, someone who expects others to do everything for them. They may ask for help repeatedly, but when it comes time to take responsibility or make an effort themselves, they always find an excuse. The Stoics believed in the power of hard work and discipline. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that we are capable of achieving great things through effort and perseverance. In Stoic philosophy, laziness is seen as a form of weakness. When you constantly help someone who refuses to work on their own problems, you're enabling their laziness instead of encouraging growth. Think about it. You probably have a friend or a coworker who always asks for help but never seems to improve. Maybe they need help with a project, but when you explain how to do it, they don't take the time to learn. They might keep asking for your time and energy, but they aren't willing to make the effort to learn and grow on their own. This is where you have to set boundaries. It's not about being cruel or unkind, but about teaching people to stand on their own 2 feet. Helping someone who is lazy does them a disservice. It sends the message that they don't need to do anything themselves, which can hurt them in the long run. As a Stoic, it's important to understand that while you should help others, you must also respect your own time and energy. If someone is unwilling to put in the effort to change or improve, they're not showing respect for your help. And by constantly giving it, you're wasting both your time and theirs. Focus on helping those who are making an effort to help themselves, and you'll both grow stronger together. Number 7. The unappreciative. One of the hardest types of people to help is the unappreciative. These are the people who never seem to acknowledge or show gratitude for what you've done for them. No matter how much you sacrifice your time, effort, or resources, they take it all for granted and never say thank you. Can feel like you're giving and giving, only to be met with silence or, worse, indifference. Stoic philosophy teaches us that gratitude is a key part of living a virtuous life. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, believed that we should focus on doing good, regardless of whether others notice or not. But, as Stoics, we also need to understand that not everyone will appreciate our efforts. When you help someone who never expresses gratitude, you're not only being ignored, but you're also reinforcing behavior that lacks respect for your time and energy. Helping unappreciative people can also drain your emotional strength. Imagine doing something nice for someone, whether it's lending a hand, offering advice, or giving a gift, and they don't even acknowledge it. After a while, this lack of appreciation can leave you feeling resentful or taken advantage of. The Stoics would argue that this is not the way to live a fulfilling life. It's important to recognize when your help is not valued and to shift your focus to people who truly respect and appreciate your kindness. Of course, we can't control how others behave, but we can control where we invest our energy. The Stoics believed in acting with virtue and kindness, but also in protecting our peace and mental well-being. If you're constantly helping someone who doesn't show appreciation, it might be time to reevaluate if they are worth your time and effort. Sometimes, the best way to help others is by not helping them at all, allowing them to face the consequences of their own actions and find gratitude within themselves. Number 8. The repeated offender. Some people just can't seem to learn from their mistakes. They keep making the same poor choices over and over, and no matter how many times you help them, they always end up in the same situation. These are the repeated offenders. They'll come to you asking for advice or help, but when you give it to them, they don't change their behavior. Instead, They return to you again and again, expecting a quick fix for problems they could solve themselves if they only learned from their past. It can be really frustrating to help someone like this. You may feel like you're stuck in a never-ending cycle of offering the same advice or solutions. Every time they make a mistake, they look to you to fix it, but they don't take the steps needed to prevent it from happening again. They're not making an effort to improve or grow. They're just stuck in a loop of bad decisions, and you're left picking up the pieces. From a Stoic perspective, helping someone who refuses to learn is a waste of time and energy. Stoics believe in personal responsibility and the importance of self-improvement. If a person is not willing to change, then no amount of help from you can make a difference. Marcus Aurelius teaches us that our time is valuable and should not be spent on things that do not align with our principles or help us grow. Helping someone who is unwilling to learn is like pouring water into a broken cup. It's not going to hold. Instead of helping the repeated offender, it's better to encourage them to take responsibility for their own actions. Help them understand that they need to learn from their mistakes and make better choices on their own. You can offer advice, but it's up to them to act on it. By doing this, you not only help them grow, but also protect your own time and energy from being drained by someone who isn't willing to change. Number 9. The toxic negativity. Toxic negativity can be one of the most draining things to deal with. These are the people who always focus on what's wrong, even when there's a lot going right. They constantly complain, point out flaws, and seem unable to see anything positive. No matter what you do, they just bring the mood down. You could be talking about something exciting, like a new job or an accomplishment, and they'll find a way to focus on the downsides. It's exhausting, and eventually you may start feeling like you're just as negative as they are. The problem with toxic negativity is that it doesn't solve anything. These people are more interested in talking about problems than finding solutions. And over time, they pull you into their world of doubt, fear, and pessimism. Helping someone who is always negative can feel like trying to fill a bucket with holes. No matter how much energy or effort you put in, it never seems to make a difference. You're left drained and frustrated. The Stoics believed in maintaining inner peace and calm, no matter what's happening around you. Marcus Aurelius wrote about how to focus on what you can control, and that includes who you allow into your life. If you're constantly surrounded by negativity, it becomes harder to maintain that peace. Negativity can spread, just like positivity. So, it's important to protect yourself by setting boundaries and knowing when to step away. Helping someone who is negative might feel like the right thing to do, but sometimes the best way to help them is by leading through example. Stay positive, keep your focus on what's in your control, and don't let their negativity drag you down. You can offer support, but if they aren't willing to change, you can't do much. It's important to recognize when someone's attitude is beyond your ability to help and protect your own mental and emotional well-being. Number 10. The Backstabber. There are people in life who, after you've helped them, turn around and betray your trust. They might take advantage of your kindness or use your good deeds against you in some way. A backstabber is someone who pretends to be your friend when they need something, only to later use your help to hurt you or take advantage of you in the future. The problem with these people is that they are not genuinely appreciative of what you've done. Instead, they're focused on their own interests, using you as a stepping stone for their own gain. And once they get what they want, they may turn on you, spreading rumors or talking behind your back. This behavior is a complete violation of trust and respect, and it leaves you feeling betrayed and hurt. The Stoics teach us that we should only surround ourselves with people who align with our values. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, said, "Associate with those who will make a better man of you." Helping a backstabber only puts you in a position where you're constantly vulnerable to being hurt. A true friend or someone deserving of your help would never turn their back on you after you've offered them kindness. One of the key lessons from Stoicism is to not let others' behavior affect your peace of mind. Helping a backstabber might feel like the right thing to do in the moment, but over time it can lead to unnecessary pain. It's important to recognize when someone's actions don't deserve your trust or your time, and let go of helping those who are only interested in using you for their own benefit. In the end, protecting yourself from backstabbers isn't about being cruel. It's about being wise. Choose your relationships carefully, and invest your energy in those who bring value to your life, not those who would stab you in the back once they're done using you. Helping others is a beautiful and noble thing, but it's important to recognize when your efforts are being taken for granted or used for selfish purposes. The Stoic philosophy teaches us to be wise about how we invest our time and energy. It's not about being cold or selfish, but about understanding that you can't help everyone, especially those who aren't willing to help themselves. Whether it's the chronic victim, the manipulator, or the backstabber, some people simply drain you without offering anything in return. By learning to recognize these types, you can preserve your own peace of mind and focus on relationships that are truly meaningful and uplifting. As we move forward in life, it's essential to protect your mental and emotional well-being. Don't let others take advantage of your kindness. Be intentional about where you place your energy, and remember, true wisdom lies in knowing when to say no and when to walk away. If this video resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you encountered any of these types of people in your life? Share your experiences in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more insights on living a wiser, more fulfilling life. Join the Wisdom of Stoicism community, and let's continue learning together. Thanks for watching, and remember, always choose wisely where you invest your energy.